Jam13 was born out of an AI experiment. While I was working on Coup, my game about using language to create societies, I realized I didn't have a clear understanding of the systems behind politics and human social behavior, and how to expose parameters for players to tweak and fiddle with these systems. And so, Jam13. It started as a quick jam over a weekend, but rapidly became a sounding board for my experiments in artificial intelligence. I started reading papers in computational sociology and books in primatology, hoping to find coherent descriptions of basic human and animal social behavior. It began to crystallize as a strange fishbowl or ant farm type sandbox game. But Jam13 is more than just an ant farm. It's an experiment in secondary and tertiary levels of interaction. Instead of an interface to issue direct commands, the player is given a sea of tweakables to tune the social, physical, and mental attributes of their creature's behavior. When not fiddling with these controls, the player spends their time spectating and analyzing, rather than meddling and micromanaging. These spectating tools are made into first-class citizens, something atypical of the genre. More importantly, however, Jam13 is also an experiment in the concept of the player designer, that games as a medium can support a novel way of experiencing narrative, that is to say, one where the player is guided creatively by the game designer in a sandbox environment to manifest narrative through play. Jam13 doesn't have any designer-imposed constraints that don't contribute to the emergent narrative of the creatures themselves. No mechanical optimizing metagame, the largest base, the most efficient economy, the best chore schedule, and so on. The focus is entirely on the people and how they behave. But it's completely possible to go too far in this direction as well, and give the player an excessive amount of autonomy, ultimately providing nothing but a blank page for them to aimlessly doodle on. So Jam13's ultimate goal is to provide context for the player's narratives to just fall out of their play experience, kind of how designs themselves can fall out of well-designed design constraints. The game is still in its early stages. I'm just beginning to understand coalition building, for example, and tuning the fuzzy AI engine I built for all configurations of player designs is no easy task. But pursuing that core experiment, a sweet spot for emergent narrative and player creativity, is my North Star. So, Jam13 is not a traditional GOG game or colony sim, but it's also not just TV. It's something else, an experiment to make a living place, an endless generative soap opera that draws you in and helps you weave your own stories. Thanks for watching.